Hey, what's up, everybody? Remember, if you like the videos, like, sub, silly, comment, share, support the channel if you can. I appreciate it. Thanks. Super chat, super like, whatever, PayPal, Patreon. It does help the channel. If you want to buy me a tiramisu, you can leave a little super like. I'm getting ready for Japan. I will get a tiramisu for you, and I will enjoy it without you. Um, I gotta talk shit about this game again. I guess there's still no fucking release date on this 2XKO, the gender pronoun game. It can't decide its own gender. This game can't decide its own gender. It can't even decide what it wants to be. It's just so ridiculous. And although I don't have anything really new to say about it that I haven't said before, I think you should take this game as motivation for yourself. Right? One day I'm not going to be around, right? Again, I know people always get mad when I talk about health stuff, but I mean, it is serious. I'm in and out of the hospital all the time. One day I'm gonna die. I'm surprised that I've been alive as long as I have been, right? And but the point is, one day I'm not gonna be around to find all this tech and all these games and everything. And the people that need to make video games better is actually gonna have to be you. And so my message for this is you have to remember this is a game that the community has tried to tell you is made by the greatest minds in the history of fighting games, okay? Which, of course, I like hearing just because it's humorous to me that it's people that I used to beat in tournaments, people that used to ask me for help with tech in video games. But of course, they don't want Clayton's help, but they'll hire these people like the nepticism or neo-nepticism, whatever the fuck it's called, that phrase is. And what you should take this absolute train wreck of a game, which who knows, maybe when it finally comes out, it will be fun. But you see this and they still talk about like, oh yeah, we don't know exactly what's fun in the game. We think maybe something's keeping people from having fun. We're happy that people finally played the game. I've said so many times, most people aren't good at video games. Most people aren't intelligent, can't have a real conversation about games. How often, if you've watched this channel, have you seen I have absolutely fucking destroyed people who have devoted their life to video games, who are supposedly the smartest people in the community? They can't even have a normal conversation with me. I absolutely destroy them. And what I mean by that is the community tries to show this game that, again, made by the greatest minds in the history of video games. You could do this. Okay, when Clayton Chapman it finally dies, isn't around, doesn't do anything more for fighting games, you can do this. Okay, you are better than these people. Well, maybe not all of you. I don't know how many people watch my channel. Maybe just pick out a little few of you there. Maybe a few people in my channel. Maybe a few people in my channel have a little bit of brain function left, but you could do this. If it takes this long for a fucking made by the greatest minds in the history of games, I mean, you can't be that impressed, okay? And it just is. Will the game ever come out? I would assume it has to. I would love to. Hopefully one day we'll see how much these people have been getting played for this or getting paid for it to make this game, because it's crazy. Like, what was it? It's is it almost 10 years now? Was it? I forget. We were looking at it before. It's 8 years once it's officially been a League of Legends game, but it was originally supposed to be another game, and so that's over 10 years or whatever it was. I think someone was saying it, and it's just, what are you doing? This just goes to show the people that the community will try to tell you is that smart, they're not that smart. I've said this before when I look at this game, and I've said this before. I don't think that anyone can make a truly new game, right? And it's cool when we can actually see cool new stuff in games, right? But too often, as I've said with all these game theory videos, is the problem is that these games have shaky foundation. And there's too many games nowadays that you can tell that the people that are making it, they don't really love fighting games. It feels like they only like one specific style of play. And there's a lot of people, even that if you look at the people making this, they're very intellectual people, right? They like one style of play, right? Even if you look at the designer interviews, right? It's pretty sad. You need to have someone that can actually appreciate fighting games, make these fighting games, right? You need to have someone that can actually appreciate the play styles that maybe they don't want to play when they're playing, but they can appreciate that perspective of games, which you just don't see anymore in game development nowadays, or these games nowadays, because it's seemingly made for just one specific person, right, or style of play, right, and catering to the Jimmies. But again, I've said I don't think when I'm just trying to give a little bit of credit where credit is due, which I'm going to talk shit about them in a second. I don't think anyone could totally make a new game from scratch, right? I think what fighting games are is what they are, right? It's two characters on a screen, a background, and some background music, right? Right. And one of the only new things you can do is a system, right? And we've seen this game is basically just the intellectual people who's like, oh, I like this in this game, so I'm gonna put this here. Oh, I like this in this game, so I'm gonna put this here. Like, it feels like there's no creativity in this game, to be honest. As a connoisseur of fighting games, I just haven't really been impressed. You know, who knows? Maybe the final product will be cool. But again, the talk the shit part is that I've said before that even I myself, you know, even I don't think I can make a video game from scratch, right? I think that I could make a few new characters, you know, somewhat new characters. And, you know, I've talked about how I would make a new system in a fighting game many times, and you can go watch those videos, right? But a fully new game of just a full roster of characters, even I don't think I could do. But you know, when I look at this game is what, almost like 10 years old now. Maybe it's older if you count when it was originally something else. I'm going to be honest. I think I could have solo doloed done more than this group of people, what they have done for this game. Solo dolo, I could have done more than these people, I think. Solo dolo. An entire team that Riot has like paid just for this, and this is all they've showed for the game. I think I could have solo doloed this more than they've done. Right. And again, I guess I said, I tried to say one good thing that, you know what, I'm sure it's very hard to make a game. You know, obviously I couldn't do the graphics or the coding or anything like that. But when you look at this, you got to be like, come on. The greatest minds all together in the history of fighting games, which they want you to believe, which is complete bullshit, right? And this is all they've done in 10 years. So that's what my thought for this is. Again, who knows, maybe the final product is going to be fine, but you know, when you have these interviews, we've showed before that they don't even know what's fun in the game. How do you not know what is fun in your own game? Way to sell me this. Imagine like the used car salesman. He's like, hey, I got this great car for you. I got this great car for you, Jimmy. Oh, wait, let me down here. Oh, hey, little butthole cat. Mew. What do you got for me, Bob? Oh, well, I got this great new car. Oh, what's great about it? I don't know. Buy it. What the fuck are you talking about? You don't know what's good about it, but it's great. Yeah, butthole cat. That's what I get. I don't know. How do you have a mind? Now, go back in your little, go back there, butthole cat. Thank you for butthole cats. Do you know, I can't believe that you have the great, you know, like I said, maybe there's some sort of vibe for this game where they've had ideas and they're just being shot down, right? It's just like, no. You know what I mean? Maybe they're just defeated like that. But again, at the end of the day, I have no respect for the people because a lot of the people have, you know, thrown me under the bus after I helped them with video games and, you know, talk shit about me. And it's like, who the fuck was helping you with games back in the day? You're not that smart about games. I remember. Trust me. Okay. So I also remember I beat a number of the people that are making this game in tournaments before as a kid. I mean, I'm sorry. You're not paying me to make the game. So again, I don't know. When I see this and they still can't confirm a real date, it almost makes me think it's like, dude, I could have fucking come up with a better game by my fucking self in this time, right? And you know, even saying that, I mean, they have an entire team, or they already have characters. They're not characters that they're designing from scratch per se. So they already have a sort of template of, oh, this character might have these moves. So even if you think about it from that perspective, it's not like this game is totally from scratch, all brand new characters. They've already had characters in the lure of, League of Legends. They know what kind of moves they sort of have, right? So it's not like it's totally from scratch. I just am really unimpressed. And again, I just want to say, and I know a lot of haters watch my videos too, and that's not that. I'm sure some of my haters probably could have done just as good a job. And maybe some of my haters, and who are a lot of people in the community, like a lot of fucking shillers and all that kind of stuff, I don't think you can look at this game and honestly tell yourself in 10 years, when they're promoting this as the greatest minds ever in the history of fighting games have come together to make this game. I'm sure there's a lot of random shillers. If you gave them 10 years, they probably could have come up with something in 10 years as well, right? Again, I know no one's ever going to do what I've done for tech and all this shit in fighting games, but it's just, I don't know. I'm not impressed. Remember, if you like the videos, like, sub, silly, comment, share, support the channel if you want. I appreciate it. Thanks. The end.